Hi, I'm Hazel, and it's Saturday today, making it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I've been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week we had huge WoW news. We had a major development update post along with a number of blue posts expanding on what's going on. And what is going on is big changes in patch 9.1.5. This is the next patch to WoW, and if you are new to the way that the WoW patch cycles work, the 0.5 patches are not content patches. So we're not expecting like a new raid or zone or anything like that, but we are expecting systems changes, and there's going to be a lot of them. The PTR for 9.1.5 is going up next week, the week of August 30th, so we're going to see these changes in more detail, get to actually like play around with them and find out how everything exactly works. But for now, here are the big highlights. The first one is free Covenant swapping. No cooldown, no restrictions. Ripcord has been pulled. You're going to be able to just switch covenants in 9.1.5. And you will be able to continue using cosmetics that you've earned from a previous covenant in your new one. So, for example, me, I've been a Kyrian this whole time. I've earned all kinds of wings and, you know, like the phalanxes and stuff, and I'm going to be able to switch to like a Night Fae or a Necrolord or a Venthyr and keep riding those around, you know, keep wearing all that stuff, but get to experiment with the other Covenant abilities and grind out the new Covenant cosmetics. You're going to unlock Covenant swapping by getting at least one character to a, quote, high renown threshold. No word on what that is yet, but presumably high. And that unlock will apply to your alts once that's done. So if you get your main to that point and you can start swapping Covenants, your alts can do it as well. One character could theoretically earn and use all of the mounts and transmog from all of the Covenants. So if you had dreams about getting everything and you were worried about having to make 16 characters, but you hadn't done it yet, you no longer have to. If you already had 16 characters and you were using those to grind out all like the transmog and stuff from all of the Covenants, well, at least you're probably really rich from all the gold from like Collins and stuff. I hope that makes you feel better. Another big thing, no more Conduit energy. Conduit energy is going to be gone in 9.1.5, just straight deleted, taken right out. Swap conduits whenever you want, no restriction. Change them 14 times a day if you like. Go nuts, experiment, it's going to be great. You will still have to go back to like your table, so you're probably not going to like, you know. What I'm saying is I'm never going to touch mine, but I could if I wanted to. And there's plenty of people that actually would like to experiment with different conduits and swap them around more. So no more conduit energy is huge. In the main dev update post, they talked a little bit about why they hadn't done these things yet. There's a paragraph here about why it took them so long to, quote, pull the ripcord on covenant swapping. And they talked about how it makes more sense at this point in the story with the covenants working together, and they wanted us to see the beginning of the expansion through the lens of a weighty covenant choice. And then we get a paragraph about why they didn't allow conduit energy, and the summary of this is, whoops, you know, they just admit that they should have listened to feedback a long time ago. They acknowledge that there was feedback about this a long time ago. They just pulled a real big my bad, and now they're going to change it, so that's something. Another big thing, you will be able to skip Covenant campaigns if you've already done them at least once on another character. So maybe you've done them on a couple of characters and gotten through all of them, and now you want to take your main and swap around between Covenants. You do not have to repeat the Covenant campaign. You can just get that third soulbind unlock, you get all that renown, and you're on your way. You don't have to do it over again, which is fantastic news. Speaking of skipping things, the Maw intro is going to be skippable if you've done it at least once. I cannot fathom why it's taken them this long, but I'm not going to worry about it too much, and I am not taking it. I'm never doing it again. Absolutely not. The rest of my characters can wait. There's also some other improvements to 50 to 60 leveling. They talk about new heirloom upgrades and just like Threads of Fate stuff, so we'll see in more detail what that means, but I'm assuming faster 50 to 60 leveling. I was also excited to see Maw fast travel, specifically being able to unlock a fast travel from Venari's Refuge to Desmoteron, which is where the raid entrance is, also the world boss. I have been very guilty of just not doing the world boss on characters that really should, because I didn't want to go all the way out there. That's like notoriously one of the worst runs around. And having a fast travel to it means I might actually start doing the world boss, or, you know, like getting to raid to help summon instead of being summoned, although let's not get crazy here. Timewalking Legion, here's another one. It feels wild that we're here already because, you know, just like time passes quickly, I suppose, these days. But yeah, Timewalking Legion is coming in 9.1.5, and that should mean not only access to being able to replay the Legion dungeons in Timewalking, but also every time they add a new Timewalking tier, there's going to be new cosmetic rewards with it, like or at least there always have been in the past, so I'm assuming here, but I think it's fair to expect at least one new Timewalking mount along with like a toy or two. When they added WoD Timewalking, they gave us 2 new mounts as well as at least 1 or 2 toys. So it might be worth saving up your Time Warped badges ahead of time if that's the kind of thing you're interested in. Also, Transmog Linking. This one's kind of interesting. This is a brand new feature that I'd never even thought of before. They want to add the ability to share your Mog outfits from the dressing room using a link either in-game or online that can show where pieces are from. I'd be very curious to see if that's something we could eventually get like Twitch integration for, so that I could just post like my transmog, you know, like have a thing where people can just like figure out where the pieces are from if they like something that they see and they want to find it, because that comes up quite often and I think that would be really cool. Other rapid fire improvements, just kind of shooting through the list real quick. You're going to be able to deposit anima in Korthia. You are going to have a 100% drop rate on legendary powers from dungeons, which is another huge thing to help alts get off the ground. You are going to be able to get into island expeditions all by yourself to go farm those. Tons and tons of mounts and pets and transmog from that, so that's huge. Also, legacy loot enabled for BFA dungeons and raids. I don't know if we're going to be like soloing them yet, because I haven't tried soloing Legion ones lately. It hurt badly the last time I tried, and I haven't been in a bit. I would assume BFA is going to hurt. But Legacy Loot's enabled, so maybe that's a promising move for them, maybe looking at the scaling again. I don't know, that would be nice, fingers crossed. And of course, the new customization options that we talked about last week for Nightborn and Lightforged Draenei, they shared some photos. So we've got some photos of what like some new tattoo options could look like, new skin color options could look like, new natural hair colors for Void Elves. And keep in mind, Void Elves already got the more natural skin colors in previous patches along with the blue eyes. So if you want to make a Void Elf that is basically a Blood Elf, you can do that. So that's going to be in 9.15. So my take on all of these changes and what they're actually going to mean for like gameplay and how I at least spend my time in game. I think that I am probably going to spend some amount of time in each of the covenants. I've been a Kyrian this entire expansion of my priest. It's never been the right choice, but I like the class, the covenant hall a lot, which I guess is the one thing that doesn't change. But anyways, I've been a Kyrian this whole time. I got everything I needed from it, basically. So I want to try out, you know, Unholy Nova and the Night Fae thing and, you know, Mind Games. And I want to collect those extra pieces of transmog and mounts and stuff. And I am so excited for the implication that this basically means covenant mounts are going to be usable by everybody, because even if they don't ever officially unlock them to be used by everybody, which I think they're probably gonna, but even if they don't do that, all you have to do in an alt, get it to Shadowlands, join a covenant, and then you can ride all of the ones that you've collected. So I'm game for that. It makes me way more motivated to actually go through and farm the covenant-specific mounts that I'm missing from other covenants, because I'll actually be able to use them. A lot of these changes do seem kind of geared towards making it easier to get alts off the ground. Just a squinty-eyed view, I do think continuing pain points are probably going to be conduits, and then maybe a little bit of renown catch-up, but honestly, renown catch-up goes so fast, and with the campaign skip, I think that's going to be fine. I think it's mostly just going to be getting conduits and upgrading them to a nice level, and then maybe, like, you know, we're just going to pretend that we don't see domination sockets. Oh, can you imagine if they released these patch notes, and they were just like, you know, domination sockets? Never mind. They didn't do that, but yeah, I think it's going to make it easier to play alts. Do I think I'm going to play alts? I think I don't really need to as much, because I'm going to be able to grind the Covenant cosmetics on my main, actually. That's an interesting thought. I don't know. Overall, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to finding out more once 9.15 goes live on the PTR next week. It's nice to feel like there's new things on the horizon for WoW, because I am still, despite everything, enjoying the game. I've been playing a lot, and it's nice to have things to look forward to in life. Speaking of what I've been up to in WoW, I am still 9 of 10 heroic. Sylvanas is bullying me personally. On heroic anyways, it's like a big difficulty jump I'm finding tuning wise from normal Sylvanas to heroic Sylvanas, but we're gonna get her soon. We were pretty consistently pushing her to phase 3. We had like a 55% wipe, so she's gonna go down. It's just a question of when. I've been doing keys, I've been doing arena, that's been very fun. What's been less fun is this relationship that I've cultivated with Korthia, where I want to finish my Archivist Codex rep very badly, but I don't do it. I hate grinding Archivist Codex rep, and I think it's because it's so unstructured. I didn't actually hate just going out there doing assaults, doing dailies, getting Death Advanced stuff, because that was very, here are your 5 things to go do them. And even with like weak auras and add-ons and stuff to kind of give me a list of things to do to get maximum or close to maximum research for Archivist Codex every day, the more like free-flowing, unstructured, maybe you'll get lucky and get a bunch of research nature of it just makes me want to leave. I'm in denial about how soon I'm going to get that one done because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to put in the time. I'm going there every day. I'm not going there every day, but I do really want to actually get my conduits and stuff upgraded because I feel like I need them for my life. I'm trying to push 20 keys and I'm trying to play Arena, and I need all of the help I can get. And that brings us to viewer questions from this week, and Luxanac wants to know, what is your opinion so far on the low-level dungeons of Final Fantasy XIV as a healer, assuming you queued for them? Yes. So, background context. I have been playing Final Fantasy XIV. I've been playing a Conjurer. I just hit level 30, and I did that to get a Polar Bear, and I did it by doing a bunch of dungeons. I've done maybe 7 dungeons, and by 7, I mean 2 dungeons, like a total of 7 times. So it's not exactly a fair comparison because I'm just doing the baby stuff, but it's a very different vibe from WoW healing. I would say that the first thing I noticed, and I don't know if this is very gamer of me, but I play Final Fantasy way more zoomed in, and my character is so much more detailed and expressive, and her glamour looks great. If I do say so myself. So I really enjoy watching my character like casting and holding her weapon, and like actually I just like watching my character participate in the dungeon. It feels much more immersive. I feel like I'm actually on an adventure. Despite the fact that combat wise, I am pressing 4 buttons on a fancy day and 2 buttons on a regular day. I am not doing anything special, but I also don't feel like I need to. I am just playing straight up default, heal tank, cast stone on enemy, and that's kind of all I want from it right now, because if I want fancy and fast-paced, that's what I'm doing keys in WoW for. It's kind of nice to let the part of my brain that is always thinking about how long I have left on my flash concentration buff up time, sometimes she just needs a nap. So dungeons have been fun. They've been very relaxing. I could see how they could be construed as boring or easy, but it's not fair to compare baby beginner dungeons to keys. So I've been just kind of enjoying like the nice vacation-y downtime of I'm here, I'm cute, I'm helping, let's have a nice time, And Rob wants to know, if you weren't allowed to play a priest in WoW, what would be your class choice? This is hard because of how very, very, very much I love playing priest, and I thought about this a bunch. And you would think I would say druid, because like my second main, my PvP character is a druid. She has been forever. That's probably the class that I have the most time on outside of priest. It's also a healer. It can also do damage. I'm very into the whole cat, nature, forest spirit thing. However, something about druids just stresses me out. I think it's like the jack of all tradesness of them. I just want them to pick a lane, and I know that's not the point of them, which is why it's probably not the right class for me. Something about the flexibility, it's just too many options. I get uncomfortable. So I think I would actually probably, if I couldn't be a priest, I would probably give up healing and just be a hunter. I know that's a like, I just want to get a cat and run around and do damage, I guess. Although I think in that scenario, I probably wouldn't be raiding or doing dungeons as much. I don't know, actually. It's a good thing no one's going to kick me off priest because I like it. And Buckley wants to know, what do you think in WoW needs to get fixed to bring its players back? Okay, this is either a very hot or an extremely cold take, depending on who you're talking to. I say, make factions matter way less in WoW. Don't take them out, we can still have Alliance and Horde for war mode and for like story stuff. But let us raid together, and let us do dungeons together, and let us do arena together. Let us use each other's cities. Make it matter almost not at all. Make it kind of just like a war mode and an RP thing, honestly. And I think that would be huge because people would be able to play with each other. It would double the player base of people that you can raid and do dungeons with. Imagine being able to play in your Alliance guild but make that undead character you always wanted, or vice versa. Like maybe you're just a gnome stand but you raid in a horde guild. Or, you would, like, I want it very much, and I have had my hopes up for years because they've been doing these working together faction storylines and talking about how they really want to do what's best for the game, and I think what would be best for the game would be letting us game together. But I know that, the war is in Warcraft and it's like very central and important and like the spinal column of the game or whatever. And I'm just trying to snap the spine and have fun. I don't know. That's what I would do. Although if it turned out to be a giant mistake, I'm fairly laid back, so I would probably just go whoops and then like carry on with my life. So I'm not the best person to be making big decisions. That has been my week. Thank you for watching. If you have a question you would like me to answer in a news video, please leave it in the comments. In the most recent one, include the word question to help me find it. Stop by a stream sometime if you like, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.